Meet Murad. His wallets were exposed, showing he made $50 million from Memecoins.
And I started with $70,000.
He's done many interviews but only shared bits of his strategy. That's why I interviewed him multiple times. I wanted to know everything.
My strategy really isn't that complex, and I've seen others actually outperform me by doing it as well.
On your screen is Murad's entire $50 million trading strategy I got from those interviews, boiled down into an easy to follow checklist that we're gonna take you through. It includes everything from his step-by-step formula to find successful meme coins early, to trading secrets that allow him to hold through scary dips every 1000x meme coin has, to his exit strategy for this bull run, and more.
If you are somebody who can manage your emotions and you have strong conviction, you can make 50 to 150x in 2025.
Now, this isn't financial advice. This is just a strategy used by a normal guy who found a way to make tens of millions of dollars from meme coins. But first, you need concrete proof that he's the real deal. So, like I said, his wallets were leaked by ZachXBT, the most famous crypto investigator who's worked with people like CoffeeZilla, and he actually listed out Murad's wallet addresses along with proof they belong to him. And if we use on-chain tools like Arkham, you can see his wallets were worth over $50 million at the peak not long ago, and every trade he made to get there. You cannot fake this. And just out of curiosity, I even asked him about his wallets getting leaked.
It was totally fine for me because 15 to 20 of my friends in the trenches, they already had my wallets. Zach simply did was he just like revealed that to like millions of people instead of just 20-30 people. But I was already like mentally comfortable, mentally prepared for this to happen.
So let's start with the most important part of his strategy, which is where he goes to find alpha, which means good information on meme coins. Without the ability to find good alpha, your chances of finding good meme coins are basically zero.
Most of my alpha for me, it just came from sitting on Twitter for like 16, 17 hours a day, because that's where crypto culture is.
It's crucial you follow the right account, so I'll include a list of accounts Murad follows down below, but Twitter isn't the only app he likes.
I think increasingly now that there's more and more retail participants joining, being on TikTok also has some alpha in terms of kind of new meme coins or new lingo or new concepts that pop out.
Next, there's a huge issue every crypto trader faces, which is that there are too many meme coins out there to search through, with most being destined to crash to zero. Without a system, you'll drown in a sea of worthless coins. That's why the second part of Murad's strategy relies on two simple filters to eliminate most of the garbage, leaving you with a manageable list of coins actually worth researching. The first filter is to only focus on meme coins on Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin.
Those three chains, they have a lot of money parked there. And chain number 4, 5, 6, 7, they don't have as much money as Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin have. There's just not going to be that much capital to bid some of these memes to multi-billion dollar valuations.
Next is an even more crucial filter. He only targets mid-cap meme coins.
The reason why I like mid caps is because I think they have more upside than large caps while having less downside than low caps. I would say 10 million to 2 billion is like the best. I know it's a wide range, but that's like the range you want to be focused on, I think.
By applying these two filters, you've already eliminated 99% of the garbage that's not even worth considering. Now here's where Murad's strategy really gets interesting. For the remaining coins, Murad breaks down what makes a meme coin successful into two main parts.
I would say it's 50% about the meme and it's 50% about the people, the energy, and how hard they're hustling behind the scenes to build a strong community.
Let's start with the first half of what makes a meme coin successful, the meme itself. There's a concept called normie friendliness, which means how easy the average person can understand the meme.
Statistically, most of the world are normies, and that's like the biggest market in terms of the number of people. And this is one reason why animal coins have succeeded last time, because, you know, regardless of where you are in the world, you understand a dog and a cat, right?
But sometimes it's hard to know for sure if a meme is normie friendly, so check for these things.
It shouldn't be like a niche inside joke, shouldn't be some obscure reference, shouldn't be like overly technical. It needs to be something that is universal, globally understood across cultures, across genders, across demographics.
Even if a coin can be understood by normies, some issues can still limit its growth. For example, Murad avoids coins that are overly sexist, racist, political, or just anything that can alienate a group of people from holding the coin.
As a meme coin holder, you want your meme coin to resonate with as many different people as possible, and you want as many different kinds of people all around the world, all different types, to be joining your community, and just deliberately isolating yourself to any one kind of creed or race or people or gender, that just kind of limits your market.
Next, he hates derivatives, which are basically copycat meme coins. For example, Pepe went to billions in market cap, it's the main Pepe meme coin, and this coin Pepe 2 would be a derivative of it.
Winners always win, derivatives almost always lose, and 99% of the time, they are just cash grabs that pop up after the main coin kind of ran recently. recently, right? But during any dips, the leader is going to dip a little bit, but the derivatives are going to dip by 99%. And this just happens over and over. So always bet on the winner.
This last point is a bit more personal, but still crucial. You need to genuinely like the meme coin yourself.
I want to check out the memes or the videos of the community and go like, wow, this is crazy. This is amazing. I want to be a part of this. And like, I want to feel inspired. I want to feel motivated, right? And so it's all about that emotional trigger. Do you get those emotions from the memes or not?
If you get those strong emotions from a meme coin that's normally friendly, then it's likely others will too. And that's how you can spot a meme with multi-billion-dollar potential, according to Murad. But even with an incredible meme that checks all the boxes, a bad community can still completely destroy the coin, sending it to zero. So pay close attention to the other 50% of a coin's success, the community. Murad specifically favors coins with cult-like communities.
A cult is just a really, really, really strong community. You want to find communities that are not mercenary, that are not rotational, that are not filled with traders, but rather communities that are mainly filled with true believers that plan to hold until crazy 30, 50, $100 billion targets.
You might not realize it, but cult communities have been behind almost all the best performing coins in crypto history.
Ripple, Cardano, Chainlink, Dogecoin, BTC, Sol, more recently, GIGA, SPX6900. What is the common denominator between all of these? It is the fact that these communities are unbelievably strong.
It logically makes sense. If you have a cult community so loyal that they refuse to sell the coin and constantly talk about it on social media, then the price is likely to rise. So let's start with some easy to spot signs of a cult community and gradually move on to the more advanced signs. And trust me, after we've gone through them all, you'll realize why Murad has made tens of millions of dollars. First, once you find a coin you like, try to find the type of influencers backing it.
It's very important to figure out in a coin who the whales are, who the KOLs are, who the people involved are, who the biggest participants are. Because if you look at the biggest YouTubers, biggest Twitter meme influencers, biggest TikTok meme influencers, they're essentially all pump and dumpers. They call a coin, they sell mere minutes, if not seconds after they call the coin, and then they just keep doing that over and over again. And they have been doing this for months, years.
The best way to find out what influencers are backing a coin is to join the coin's community, ask around, and once again spend a lot of time on X and see who's posting about the ticker of the coin. Once you've identified these accounts, just check their past posts and see if they stick with the same coins or are constantly switching to new ones. And whilst you're in the community, look out for whether or not they have a delusional price target for the coin.
I think having a crazy high delusional target, probably the most important, one of the most important variables. The higher the target, the higher the eventual result. We've seen this again with XRP, Cardano, Link. These guys always had these crazy delusional targets.
But an even easier sign of a cult community is whether or not the coin has survived long, scary dips.
I usually prefer to buy things that have had at least 2 dips of more than 65% because it shows community resilience and that people want to stick around rather than abandon the project. For me, this is very important. Essentially, you have to think of it as an exam and then the community has passed the exam.
I personally use free meme coin trading sites like Bullex, which show you the charts of every single meme coin to check for this. You can also easily buy and sell them here, link to it down below. But more important than surviving big dips is how long the coin has been around for.
Cults don't form overnight. It takes a while to build, and I normally prefer coins that have already been out for at least 3 or 4 months.
There are also like 50,000 coins being created every day, so trying to find a long-term hold in those new launches is just way too hard. There are just a lot less coins to search through if you focus on coins that have survived for at least 3 to 4 months.
The other thing that's in common between all these is the fact that they started trading at relatively low market caps. What makes a cult is allowing poor people to get rich or allowing middle class people to get richer, because once they make some sizable money with that coin, they make that coin their whole identity. They almost become like full-time promoters of the coin, full-time meme makers, full-time evangelists.
So Murad prefers coins that organically grew rather than coins that were launched at a super high valuation backed by industry insiders or VCs.
This way, instead of 6 VCs controlling the supply, you now have 10,000 motivated soldiers. That's the formula for winning.
But not every holder will become one of these die-hard evangelists, which is why the next section is about how distributed the supply of the meme coin is.
100 people with 1,000 each is more valuable than having one person with 100,000 or having 100,000 people with $1. So there's that sweet spot of middle class, upper upper middle class holders, because those guys are like the most motivated.
This Google Sheet in front of you is the secret behind Murad's success. It is every metric Murad uses to find meme coins that have this army of middle class motivated soldiers. I've added a link below so you can get this Google Sheet and edit it yourself. But before I walk you through step by step what each of these metrics mean and how to gather this data for yourself, don't be intimidated if this looks complex. It's surprisingly easy and it takes less than a minute to test a coin using these metrics. And also, Murad only checks these metrics for meme coins that have passed all the previous points, so you won't need to run these checks on that many coins. So let's add a new row in the sheet and use the coin GigaChad as an example, and I suggest you follow along with a coin you want to test. Let's start with the first metric, median holder rank.
It pretty much measures how many wallets or addresses make up 50% of the supply.
To get this, simply get the contract address of the coin, which you can find on Bullx right here or on the coin's Twitter. Then go down below to the description and go on the holder scan website, paste in the contract into the search bar, and right here is the median holder rank that we can input into our spreadsheet. And for this, the higher the better. I told you this was easy. I can't believe he's actually up tens of millions of dollars from doing this.
HHI is a measure of decentralization as well. I believe it's called Herfindahl-Hirschman Index, and essentially it measures how concentrated the holdership base is.
You can also find this on holder scan in the exact same place, but for HHI, the lower the value, the better.
Holder scan distribution score, it's essentially, if you've studied economics, it's the Gini coefficient. So in this case, it's the higher the better, because holder scan made a slight variation of the Gini coefficient.
You can also find this in the same place.
Then obviously we have the more vanilla ones, like how much of the supply is in the hands of top 100 holders.
On the holder scan page, it is right here, and the lower the better for this.
How much supply is in the hands of top 10 clusters, and how much supply is in the hands of top 25 clusters.
If you don't know what a cluster is, big holders often split their assets across multiple wallets. And a cluster is just a group of wallets connected to each other, likely controlled by the same person. And the lower the better for this, as we don't want those clusters to have too much of the supply, as once again, we're looking for that army of small to medium sized holders. For coins on Solana, you can find this on Bullx. Just search up the coin. At the top of the chart, click bubble maps and open the wallet list, and this shows you the top clusters and what percentage they hold. And you just need to scroll down and add them up. For coins on Ethereum, you need to use GMGN, and it's the same process. Search up a coin, click on bubble at the bottom of the chart. Just make sure to ignore exchanges and contracts, and we can then just add the top ones, keeping in mind if there's a cluster of multiple wallets, we count them all as one person.
My personal favorite is how many holders there are with over 1K, because again, coming back to the previous idea, I really want to see an army of these like middle class, upper middle class warriors, right? Because those guys are like super motivated. On top of the 1K plus holders, you also have the percentage of 1K plus holders. I think that's also very good because it shows like what percentage of the community is like sufficiently motivated to constantly be on these front lines of attention.
You need holder scan premium for these, and then it will show you right here on the coins page. You can also find this information on another site called Unis AI, and the higher the better for these. And lastly, we have first week new wallets.
And essentially, if a high percentage of the initial participants are new wallets, there's likely some shady shenanigans going on. If a small amount of first week new wallets are brand new, then that means that this is organic rather than people creating 5,000 fake wallets to quickly get the supply, right?
And like he said, you can get this on a site called Unis AI. You just need to sign up, and the lower the better. And that's it. It takes just 4 websites, and a coin that consistently gets good scores across the board is something Murad would be interested in. Honestly, well done if you made it this far, as you're on the home stretch to understanding the strategy of one of the most profitable meme coin traders, so don't give up. Now that you know how to identify a coin with a big cult community, it's very important you verify that the community are actually putting in the work to grow the coin, and there's just 3 simple things you need to do for this. The first is to check holder growth.
If a coin's holder count consistently goes up week after week, it's a sign that community are working hard and successfully recruiting new people to join the community.
And on the holder scan main page, link to this down below, you can just search up a coin you like and just keep track of this week after week to ensure your coin is consistently growing in holders. Secondly, you need to check for constructive price action.
For constructive price action, it proves whether or not a community is working hard, as it is proof the community are believers and are convincing new people to become believers.
Now, there are 2 main types of constructive price action, and the first type is just coins with an established floor price.
For SPX, for example, before it went up like 100x, you can see how it has a floor price that held. It it never broke down. This was a sign that there were true believers, and this floor price allowed the coin to have several attempts at breaking out before the big breakout finally happened.
The second type is just charts with consistent higher highs and higher lows.
Another example when a coin consistently makes higher highs and higher lows is GIGA. So higher highs indicate that the coin managed to convince more and more people to put their money in, and higher lows are proof that the community managed to successfully convert those new buyers to become die-hard believers. As only die-hard believers hold through scary dips, and the amount of people that didn't sell during these scary dips is consistently increasing.
Lastly, make sure your coin is actually being spread across social media.
My biggest signal for me is, like I said, sitting on Twitter all day long. And when I do that, I can see which communities are rating harder, which communities are always like top of the algorithm, always top of the For You page, following page, which communities are always out there every day coming up with new videos, new memes. I think this shows true passion. And I would also focus on social media mentions, how far and wide it's spread on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, 4chan, Reddit, Facebook. And there's already some platforms that allow you to measure this, such as X Alpha AI and Lunar Crush.
After all this research on tons of coins, here is the portfolio Murad has been holding for the past year or so. However, finding great coins without a solid strategy can completely ruin any chances of you making profit. So before we finish, it's very important you know these next 3 trading rules. And let's start with his rule for buying meme coins.
I prefer buying coins during huge dips of at least 65-70%.
Next, Murad only holds this amount of coins in his portfolio.
5 to 7. I think that's the sweet spot for being diversified, but not overly diversified.
And this last rule is something I've never seen a trader do.
As long as I see people constantly hustling on social media and the holder growth continuing to go higher, price fluctuations don't matter to me. I've never used a portfolio tracker in my life. I don't check the charts at all. I don't really use any indicators. I used to be big into TA, but it doesn't matter to me anymore.
Never checking the chart or prices sounds insane, so I had to ask him in another interview why.
I think the chart is just there to scare people and to help them make the wrong decision.
Lastly, every trader needs an exit strategy or you risk losing all the money you worked hard for. So this is Murad's plan for selling.
I'm operating under the assumption that this cycle is going to be a 4-year cycle, just like the last 3 Bitcoin cycles. And if I'm right about that, then the top will be in Q4 of 2025 or Q1 of 2026. My plan is to sell half of my position in Q4 of 2025, and I'll probably hold the rest for years to come.
And that's it. I know it's a lot to take in, but before you go, realize just how much money could await you if you take meme coins seriously.
I think most people are still underestimating how high things can go. If you look back at the last cycle, for example, Doge reached a 90 billion market cap during a non-meme coin cycle. If you think we won't see meme coins hit those heights during the meme coin super cycle, think again. I think 50 to 150xing your net worth is in the realm of possibility for those who put in the work with a good strategy.
But before you go, I have 2 final big tips that will level up your meme coin trading. Firstly, you need to be on all the major meme coin trading platforms right now, as they're constantly adding new features to help you research and trade meme coins. For example, Bullex allows you to trade every meme coin on Solana, do deep research into who's holding it, has a wallet tracker system built in. GMGN has an inbuilt copy trader bot and allows you to trade memes on loads of chains. You could use these platforms to, for example, track all of Murad's wallets to be the first to know whether or not he buys or sells a coin. But even more importantly, take advantage of the tens of thousands of dollars I have in bonuses from Bybit and other top centralized exchanges in my description. You can use these bonuses to add to your meme coin holdings. Good luck.